Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this presentation. To read today's article, I'll put my glasses on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. Here's the article. Living with a brain injury, the COVID-19 virus, and feelings of isolation. Living with a brain injury can leave us feeling isolated and alienated. Isolated and alienated from ourselves and other people. The impact of the COVID-19 virus intensified these feelings of isolation and alienation as we are cut off from other people. Recently, I was asked a question in a comment in our Building Your Life After Traumatic Brain Injury Facebook community. The question in the comments surrounded an individual who was feeling isolated, alienated, and talking about suicide. The individual asked if I had any suggestions to give to the individual who is feeling isolated, alienated, and talking about suicide. This is an article that helped me that I shared with this individual. In May 2007, I wrote and published an article. In this article, I shared what helped me to find the freedom to discover and be myself, what helped me to find the freedom to come out of hiding, what helped me to find a freedom from feelings of self-alienation and self-reproach. Below is an excerpt and a revision of the article. The information may help you to not feel isolated and alienated and isolated from yourself and other people. The article, Don't Talk, Don't Trust, and Don't Feel. I believe that the title of this article sums up a theme that wreaks havoc in many people's lives. These three rules mandated that I adhere to them without question. In the process, I had to discard parts of myself on a regular basis in order to avoid negative repercussions. In the process of maintaining these three rules, my creative uniqueness shriveled and my energy died. These three rules kept me isolated, believing that I was a victim of my circumstances, appeared to protect me at the time. Although these three rules, don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel, appeared to protect me at the time, they entrapped me in a web of deception. These rules kept me bound because they alienated me from a loving God, from others, and from myself. Obeying the three rules kept me stuck in the shadows of isolation. The three rules fed my denial and the denial of family and friends. These three rules undermined my ability to trust myself. These three rules kept me focused on matters that were out of my control, not just cliches. When I began to attend support group meetings in August of 1986, I heard these three rules discussed by the people attending the meetings. At first, these three statements, don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel, sounded like cliches. As I continued to attend meetings and listen to what I heard, I began to understand that these three rules laid the foundation and perpetuated many dysfunctional behaviors and beliefs. When I heard these three rules discussed, I was isolated, afraid of being rejected, and frozen in my emotions. I had no idea what I felt beyond being glad or angry. Through getting in my way, through attending meetings and becoming involved in my own recovery process, I was able to understand how these rules had gotten in my way for many years. Excuse me. As I listened to what people shared in meetings, I found the courage to begin to break the three rules. What I discovered about the three rules. The three rules are often used to mask reality. The three rules give way to a state of helplessness. When helplessness becomes a learned behavior, Individuals are led to believe that they are trapped by their circumstances instead of seeking to learn and grow from their circumstances. Being a victim becomes an alternative way of living. Unconsciously, living is reduced to a series of events to be endured and hopefully survived each day. Drama replaces a passion for living. Drama becomes a way to feel alive. Rather than seeking to be empowered, individuals are led to believe that their success is measured by their ability to survive what happens in their lives. Instead of learning to thrive in life, individuals are led to believe that this is the best it is going to be. Circumstances are not adversaries. Instead of seeing their circumstances as a portal to possibilities, they are led to believe that their circumstances are adversaries. As adversaries given to them to hinder and undermine their ability to reach their dreams and experience hope in their lives. Not only does this belief undermine the creative capacity of the individual, it also perpetuates a fear of failure and a cynical outlook of life. Circumstances and opportunities are equally revered as a nemesis to be reckoned with on a daily basis. Living is subsequently reduced to merely clocking in and clocking out each day as a disgruntled employee, hoping that the time passes them by with increasing speed. Instead of seeing circumstances as opportunities, circumstances are seen as getting in the way. Excuse me. The impact of the three rules upon my life. Excuse me. I spent a large part of my life running as fast as I could to avoid having to talk, trust, or feel. I viewed life as a dress rehearsal to be lived later, but later never seemed to come for me. Through maintaining the belief that I could do nothing more than survive what was doled out to me, I became a resident reactor. I found myself jumping like a cat on a hot tin roof. Sure, I trusted God with my life, but I saw, excuse me, the actual living part as a battlefield. I felt like a soldier who found himself in a foxhole attempting to protect himself from, from every direction. This way of life drained and depleted me spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Because I did not know any better, I continued in this way of thinking and relating to life, other people, myself, until I reached the bottom. Reaching a bottom. I reached the bottom when a relationship ended. The disappointment from the breakup changed my life. The emotional pain provided or proved to be the catalyst that motivated me to seek solutions. I began to seek I began to break the three rules: don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel. I started attending support group meetings where I listened to other people break the three rules by talking, trusting, and by sharing what they felt. With time, I felt safe and began to process what I thought and felt. As I did, people listened and told me to keep coming back. As I shared my pain, they listened without judgment. As I continued to feel safe, I slowly began to share more about myself, learn to trust, and understand what I was actually feeling. As I continued to share my outlook on life, my life changed. Build me, built up my life. Excuse me again. I began to see my circumstances in a different way. I began to see my circumstances as a way to build me up, as a way to teach me lessons that prepare me to take advantage of opportunities. I began to see my circumstances as a way to come out of hiding. I began to see my circumstances as a way to create hope in my life. I began to see my circumstances as a way to discover and follow my dreams. I began to see my circumstances as guides to my destiny. I began to see my circumstances as a way to have a relationship with my process, a loving God, and myself. I began to see my circumstances as a way to have relationships with other people. I began to see circumstances as a way to discover myself. I began to see my circumstances as a way to express my creativity. Encouragement and invitation to you, my friend. In the event that what I shared above sounds familiar, I would encourage you to explore finding a safe place where you can process your thoughts, feelings, and learn to trust, where you can feel safe to come out of hiding, where you can find freedom from feelings of alienation, where you can take a look to see how these three rules may be affecting and impacting the quality of your life. This is the end of the video presentation of the article. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, your process, or a loving God, because more will be revealed to you and to me with time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. God bless both you and your family, and have a great day. Thank you.